So, what is our plan during this time?
Sorry.
Maybe one should back away when the other. Maybe one should back away when the other is shouting at the microphone. So one shall sat back.
Sat back?
Yep. Go on.
Sack back.
Well, I don't know.
Well, so obviously, we can't open the gym, which means that both gym memberships and PT kind of has to take a bit of a backward step. So, Mum is obviously doing some of her clients over FaceTime with kind of like, more minimalist equipment, blah, blah, blah. And those are going good. But what we're also doing is doing
Sorry.
sort of home workouts with. I actually think they're really creative as well, because there's stuff that I would never have thought of with stuff that people do have around the house. And we're putting those on the website, along with we're going to start doing written ones from tomorrow.
Mm.
And just to sort of help people keep up with fitness and everything, exercise, health, all that stuff through this time period.
Yeah, so what you're talking about is our members section.
Yes.
So GHX.
GAHX.
GAHX.
Yeah, it's not GHX.
No, GAHX.
Yes.
Which
What is it?
GAHX.
Okay.
Which you can get onto through ghgym.com and click on GHX. We've had this going for quite a while now.
Well, like a year.
Oh yeah, so yeah, pretty much a year.
Mm-hmm.
Where we were putting full workout videos, written workouts, etc., and other bits of information. But obviously now, because pretty much nobody can get to the gym anymore, we're just adapting it. Mm-hmm. But that's still available for people to join.
And obviously, the videos that I'm doing at the moment for home workouts, yes, obviously I get everybody wants to be a little bit fitter and what have you, but that's the sort of thing you can do just, by yourself, going out for your walks, going out for your runs, digging the garden, just enjoying every day. But this is trying to use still the bodybuilding ethos, and as far as weight bearing exercise is concerned. But as you say, yes, a lot of you out there may have equipment, but there's a lot of you that don't. So what I'm trying to do is just try and drag on everyday items that you'll find around the house to actually either convert into a weight or actually use it as a weight. So yeah, they're quite interesting, and in a way as well, this has been a time where I've had to rethink about how we do exercises, because to a certain extent now there's so many machines that'll actually do all the thinking for you. So this has given me an opportunity as well to use my imagination and get back to doing the sort of crazy ass shit that I usually do. So it's good.
Yeah, I'm quite sort of surprised, because I think everyone, thinks of, the water bottle type of, and a band and all that shit, and doing like squats and press ups and stuff, but like bodyweight squats. But I'm even just like filming them, I'm quite surprised at the stuff that is coming out of them in terms of real like substitutes for exercises, and like little tweaks and things like that, like the leg extension, like you were leaning back on your chair, which helps you get that full range of motion. It's like, oh my god, like,
yeah,
fuck.
Yeah, and I think you'll get people who'll say, oh well, you have to use weights, etc. Well, no, you don't, because your body just recognizes you're putting stress and tension on it. So, and in some ways, the bands can be just as, if not more effective than that. And there's a couple of things that I want to sort of explore over this next, God knows how long.
Like the fucking downstairs toilet and like the living room and stuff, because that's all we can fucking explore at the minute.
No, as far as exercise goes, but things like dynamic and isotension. So basically, like, think of posing, but not as in the traditional bodybuilding sense, But bringing those into training, because I mean, I've seen it happen a few times on stage where people are trying so hard they actually tear a muscle on stage. So if you can contract your muscles that hard without any resistance, then you can still do it. You can put as much tension as you like on a muscle without, it's just having something in your hand to lift is just it's just think of it as a tool. I remember sort of reading, and he was probably a little bit way out there before he died, but Mike Mensa, he sort of was saying, well, is there actually any real need to lift weights? Because if you think about it, you can contract an individual muscle as hard with or without weights. I know it's a tool and it helps you do that.
The thing is, at the moment, we're in such a strange situation that it's okay to try out different things. This is the time to try different things. But also then, if you get such, as you said, like a good contraction without anything, just imagine the contraction you're going to have then when you're back in the gym, you've connected to the muscle, and you know exactly what the muscle is doing. Your workouts are just going to get better and better.
Yeah, like when we used to do all the posing courses, and we used to say, posing, learning how to pose correctly will help you in the training, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So this is sort of taking that, another step further, basically.
Yeah, I think sometimes you need not that this is a good thing at all, but I think if you kind of use it wisely, it will help you in the future. Because sometimes restriction forces you to learn things.
Exactly. And that's one thing I'll say, and I've tried to say to all of my clients and through the videos, is start to use your imagination. Unfortunately, as I said earlier, now, because there's so many machines that take all that away, but it's great, start to rethink about how you're doing things, why you're doing things, and connect to the muscle and make sure the muscle does all the work.
Correct.
I know.
What is it with you being around a fucking microphone? Because
I don't know.
It's like giving a child sugar.
I know.
I'm gonna get back on point here.
Okay, good. We need this.
No, but when I was competing, I'd always start posing, wouldn't I? And virtually, as soon as I started prep, but hardly did any cardio. Now I'm 100% convinced that the posing, etc., that I did gave me better muscle separation. So that means I was actually working the muscle quite hard when I was posing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And because it is fucking hard. And I think especially like you say, obviously like for this is more of like a bodybuilding thing, but you can kind of see it in that real like separated muscle look that some people have. It's normally when I feel like you get like the deep contraction in the muscle rather than just like weight's weight and weight's fine, but like I feel like the people who just sort of train heavy can sort of have this look where the muscle's big but there's no like.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Separation in there, deep cuts.
You see somebody who just moves weight.
Yeah.
They can get their body fat low, and they can look hard on stage, but they don't have that real deep separation.
Yeah, it's like it's weird because it looks kind of dense, but it looks, I don't know how to put it.
Yeah, and obviously through some of the workouts now, that we've said about home ones, because I'm not in that position to use the heavy weight that you would use, say, on a leg extension or a leg curl or anything like that, having the band, but actually squeezing the contraction for holds of anything from 5 to 10 to 15 up to 20 seconds. But again, it's all about connection. Connect to the muscle, feel the separation, feel the muscle working, and you just, as we've already said, taking that back into your normal everyday workouts is going to be so much more effective.
So this is actually.
I know.
God, it's just me and Dad for the next one.
Oh.
So, fucking lost my train of thought now. Yeah. So, what would you recommend people go get? Because obviously, a lot of places have closed now, and the only sort of places open are supermarkets. But I think everything can pretty much be bought from the supermarket now. So, what would you sort of recommend people get?
Well, what I've tried to say to people, I mean, obviously now it's got to the point you'd be very, very lucky to get resistance bands. If you've already got them, that's great. But it's just simple things like a broomstick, right? Simple. If you've got the bands, great. If you haven't, it doesn't really matter. Then you want rubble sacks. You know, anything that can take even clothes at a decent weight. You'll be surprised what you can do with that. Bottles, 500ml bottles, 2 2 litre bottles, two 2 litre bottles, and 2 5 litre bottles of water. Now, even that, they may be quite short, but you'd be surprised. If you can, even just things like, with the water, they're quite heavy. But if you can, empty it out. If you've got chip-ins or anything like that around the borders in your garden, around your plant pots, anything like that, sand, empty the water out, fill them with those, and obviously they become so much heavier. Even a backpack. If you've got a backpack, it's so easy to fill with the bottles of water or anything like that. Put that on your back and there you are. It's a decent weight to be squatting with. So even things like your flight of stairs, what you can do with those. There's so many things. A dining room chair. Honestly, the simple things that are around the house can become part of your gym workout, and they do work.
I was just thinking when you were saying that, I've seen a few things on social media. It's to sort of
I've
say,
seen some fucking things on social media.
yeah,
Oh,
no,
fucking hell.
but
See, and you want about me?
exactly.
Yes.
Just
Well,
let me get my point in, Laszlo.
but anyway, what I was saying.
That people are saying, well, don't worry about it. You know, gyms will reopen, so I don't know why you're all worried about, getting your training in and stuff. But, even for us, as an example, we've been doing this for a long time. It's just part of what we do every single day. So really, if you're stuck at home, what's an hour? People are saying, oh, well, educate yourself. And yeah, you've still got time to do that as well.
Yeah,
so, I think, but...
Yeah, and you're right. And if you do and think, do you know what, I'm going to have a couple of weeks off, that's fine. It's absolutely fine. But so many people will use this as their opportunity as a release. Bearing in mind, there's a lot of people out there at home with their children. So, of course, even if it gives you that little hour to just break away from the kids, rethink, start investing in yourself for a little hour, and you will be so much more relaxed but open to deal with them. They will really, it is worth doing. But again, if you don't, it's okay. It's just finding your way through this time ahead.
Yeah, I think obviously physically, like, say it is 3 weeks. I mean, it probably could be longer for the gyms being closed, but the actual sort of amount of muscle you'll lose, whatever, yeah, like, it probably won't be that much. But as you say, I think it just helps give you a sense of sort of feeling productive in your day, a bit of a stress relief, a mental break. And as well, because obviously a lot of people aren't in work now, probably a lot of people do find themselves kind of just sat down more of the day. They're a lot more sedentary, probably eating more shit. It's just kind of, keep yourself active and, like, mentally, switched on.
Yeah. And I think at this moment in time, because this is totally unknown to everybody, everybody's got an opinion. They all know exactly how this is going to go. Nobody knows how this is going to go. We're going to have to ride the wave. But if you do choose not to do it, it's fine. If you want to carry on and train, it's fine. Everybody, in my opinion now, should be a little bit more tolerant to what people want. And as you say, we're stuck in our homes. If that's what you want to do to get yourself through the day, it's no problem. As Mike said, if you want to take up umpteen books and go through there and educate, again, whatever way we can to get through this and come out the other side, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, because like you say about educating yourself, say you get 8 hours of sleep and there's like 16 hours in the day and then blah, blah, blah. It's like, you can't do 16 hours of just education because your mind's fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like you can't do, it's not like one or the other. Do you know what I mean? So I think
there's room for all. in
Yeah,
your
and
day.
you just say, okay, an hour, generally, most people's sessions, and if they were allowed to go to the gym, would be around about an hour, some more, some less, blah, blah, blah. But an hour, as you say, out of a possible 16 is like nothing.
And that's
So,
if you get 8 hours of sleep as
yeah,
well.
exactly.
Because probably
Yeah.
a lot of people don't,
Yeah.
But, I think there's kind of... Have you ever heard of the it's called like the 4 lamps theory of candles? And it's kind of like if you picture sort of 4 like gas lamps, or like they're all burning. And if you put more energy into one area, it has to take away from the other. Like there's only like so much. I'm probably sounding fucking stupid, but basically my point is, I don't think it's true, but sort of doing one doesn't take away from the other. If anything, I feel like it sort of enhances it because it's like a gateway. So if you do a bit of exercise, it kind of switches you on, and then you think, oh well, I won't eat like prick, and I might look into this, and it is like a mental stimulus as well.
Of course, because I mean, obviously at the moment there is quite a few people that are working from home, and they are on their laptops for some 8 hours. But it's such a wonderful thing at the moment, and take this as a positive. If you are working from home, you can actually do it in spurts. So you will do 4 hours on your laptop, you'll have your lunch, you'll go and train, you come back and you're revived, and obviously then the second 4 hours are going to be far more beneficial to you. So as you say, it's whatever and however you can get through this is the best way.
Correct.
I know.
Fuck me. So what about I suppose like the whole thing of, because obviously we're allowed out to exercise at the minute, would you sort of, obviously I think we're all doing it, but would you sort of recommend people think of that as more of like an exercise thing, or more of a, because obviously they're kind of doing that and then you having your session, do you know what I mean? So how would you sort of find this?
Well, getting out for an hour, I mean, to me, that is more of a almost as what's the word?
Outdoor.
Yeah, when you're stuck in one place for such a long time.
Purgatory. Hell.
No, see, I'm already there. You become institutionalized. You become so, in this one place. Yes, we can go out and get food and medical supplies, but going out there, and as I said on social media one day, but how nice it was to see the sun, how nice it was to, take the fresh air in and things like that. So having that ability to go out for a walk or for a run, as well as brilliant. But again, if that's all you want to do is just go out for your walk and your runs again, or on the bike, that's cool as well.
Yeah, but I think if you're going to do that, go out for a walk or run and whatever, that is literally going out from your front door to doing it. Because it was interesting. Yeah. Somebody put, I can't remember whether it was Facebook or Instagram, and they said, oh, well, if I drive 30 minutes to get to my place of exercise, but what you got to realise is the emergency services are going to be stretched now. So if, God forbid, you had a car accident while you were driving half an hour to get to your exercise, that's sort of stretching it, really. So, I mean, you it's basically, as you said, just to get out of the house.
Yeah.
So, and that is getting from your front door, basically. And also, what you see, people are driving to places and there's bloody lots of people there. Well, you're defeating the object of social distancing, etc.
Yeah.
And I know we're all sick of probably hearing about the coronavirus and whatever, but unfortunately it's here and we got to all try and deal with it.
Because saying that, I caught some Radio 2 earlier.
BBC.
And that's the one. And it was a traffic report. And I couldn't get over vehicle breakdowns, vehicle crashes, pile-ups. And it's like, why are these people out at that amount? Yes, I appreciate, as you say, if you have to go to work, if you are a member of the NHS, if you're going. But to be, to the point that people are actually piling up, they can't all be going down to Tesco's to get their milk and bread, surely to God. You know, so as you say, if you're going to go out, best way, take the dog for a walk, out on the bike, literally go from the house, go out for your 45 minutes, run, walk, and come back. Because actually, you're probably less likely to see people walking around your house, around your street, your estate, your whatever, than you are in the park.
No.
So you're probably less likely to bump into somebody. But even if you find, because I went out for a walk earlier, and again, saw a neighbour, haven't seen for a little while, but it was just so obvious we stayed that distance apart to have a chat. You know, it was...
Was it 2 meters?
It was probably 3, actually.
Oh, well.
You know.
So you had to shout to make yourself heard?
No, I stepped back, Dexter, because he was shouting, so I, you know. Yeah, but as you say, it's just... It's all about being sensible, you know. But for some unknown reason, people are just not being that sensible. But hopefully, you know, as the days go on, people catch on more and we can get rid of this so much quicker.
As well is...
I know.
For people who are going to listen to the podcast, I think if people want us to talk about a particular subject,
Yes.
I think they should message us, Laz.
Yeah, DM.
Yeah.
Us
Or Instagram DM maybe.
yes.
So ours is Mike _ Lisa LEICA _ Gelsey GELSEI, and yours is Laz
_ Gelsey, or just GAH Jim.
Yeah, or
there's 3 accounts that you can DM.
So GH Jim, you know, if there's anything
GAH Jim.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just gonna rename it the workshop.
I know.
At the workshop.
So.
Asking questions, right? Ask anything you like, right? And I think I've messaged quite a few people back and forth, friends, clients, all sorts of things. And something that has come through quite a lot is, and I mean, I'm sure they say it jokingly or otherwise, but how am I going to manage to stay in the same house as their partner for all this time? Right. So even if it's questions on, you know, what you can do with your children, what you can do with your partner, rather than just getting yourselves agitated over things that really, really don't matter. But this is going to be a trying time for things like that. All right. So even if it's ideas on how you get through it one way or the other, because it is going to be a trying time for all of us, but all of us being in the same house or the same room or the same proximity the whole time, there's got to be ways to make it as easy as possible. Isn't that right, Michael?
Yes, dear.
Nothing too weird, though, because, I don't know, people ask some fucking weird questions.
Oh, I thought you meant telling people nothing too weird.
No,
I was going to say...
I mean, I know the advice will be good. I just mean, I just don't want any weird questions or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we're bound to get those, but we'll just ignore them.
Sorry, did you say something? I know.
I knew you were about to fucking say that as well.
I know.
There was something... Yeah, no, thinking about it, though, when you say about sort of getting up, like, I sort of notice it, because I get up in the morning, and then I'll be on my laptop, like, editing something, blah, blah, blah. And then I notice after a couple hours, I'm like, fuck, I feel really, really tired. And it's like midday. And it's surprising how much just getting, like, standing up and, like, moving around a little bit sort of perks you up. And I think that's sort of, like, an underrated thing. Like, you start to think initially, like, oh, am I hungry? Am I tired? Or, like, am I thirsty? And it's like, no, you just fucking still.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, the thing is, when you think children, right, why do they have the breaks and the first morning break, your lunch break, your afternoon break, and they're relatively short days? That is purely and simply to keep them concentrating.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's the same sort of thing.
I mean, when I was in uni and stuff, it was a really strange setup, because we'd basically be told in, like, psychology lectures and stuff, like, attention span is you'll probably be able to focus on something for like 20 minutes. But then...
Sorry, did you say something?
No, but then we'd have like a 2-hour lecture, and it was like, well, this is strange.
Yeah.
You know, it was a very odd
Contradiction.
Wait, yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of like, oh, you can't focus on anything for longer than 20 minutes, but listen to me for a fucking hour.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
After having listened to already like 6 people for a fucking hour that day. So I do kind of, I used to do that a lot in uni. I'd set a timer for 20 minutes. I'd do 20 minutes of work, then have 5 minutes and go back. I'd find like you'd be a lot more focused for a lot longer with just having those kind of short breaks.
Yeah.
You know?
Good.
So, anything else you'd like to add?
I know.
So, what the upshot of everything we're saying today is, shut up, you. No, we're not saying that.
I fucking am.
I know.
For fuck's sake. Mute her microphone.
No, just mute her. Because we are sat next to each other.
Again.
Whatever way that you want to get through this, it's your choice. You know, there's no right, there's no wrong.
Well, there could be some wrongs.
Yeah, well, maybe. But, you know,
Like
we know,
going outside.
Yeah, and meeting lots of people. Yeah, but, you know, sensibly. But whether you want to train, don't want to train, whether you want to educate yourself, don't want to educate yourself, just binge watch films, whatever, you know, it's all cool. And, you know, we're all going to come out the other side. And also, DM us your questions for any further.
One thing I also would like to add, thinking of this, because obviously there's a lot of people saying, oh, educate yourself, train, blah, blah, blah. And I do think that is very vital. But one thing I also probably would add in is, like, don't feel the pressure to do so constantly.
Yeah.
Because I think you can easily get caught up in that, of just thinking you need to sort of be switched on all the time. And it's like...
Absolutely. And I mean, the thing is, this is what I said on Monday, right? Try and use this time...
That's what you said on Monday.
Yeah.
Hi, Mum.
I know. Try and use this time to actually recover from the years of stress that we've put on ourselves, right? Whether it's through work, whether it is through training, bringing up children, anything. So now we have the opportunity to spend a little bit more quality time at home. Take it, use it. And as Laz said, don't put yourself under so much stress to think, I have to train. Well, as you said, if there's a day you don't feel like it, don't do it. Go out, enjoy the garden, enjoy your home, you know, just enjoy your family, enjoy the children, get back into parenting, have fun, which is literally, listen, talk to each other, do things like that, which unfortunately, because of society and the pressures that we feel to make sure we have this, make sure we have that, well, at the moment, we can't have them, so it's great. So that pressure is taken off you. So whilst it's off you, as Laz said, don't stress yourself over anything. Enjoy this time whilst we've got it. Money will come. Obviously, we've just seen the latest address, and for employed and self-employed, and it's not going to come overnight, but assistance is there. So try not to let that get to you and you get yourself stressed over it. It will come. The assistance will come. But the main thing is, you say, try and just appreciate what's in your own home. Unfortunately, we don't do that. So now's an opportunity to do that. As my favourite song ever, The Best Things in Life Are Free. Isn't that right, Michael?
Yes, dear.
But you can give them to the birds and peas.
No, that's many.
That's
Wrong
many.
song.
Oh. I mean, but that song does
just
start with that line.
You know, on a personal note for the three of us.
For who?
The three of us.
Okay.
Not two, three. Okay, we've lost pretty much all our income overnight again.
Looked everywhere for it.
Yeah.
Fucking.
After obviously having the fire last May, but as you said a few days ago, Laz, it's for us now. It's like everybody's had a fire. It's so nobody can go. You know, just on a sort of selfish level, nobody can go and train in another gym now where they could when we had the fire.
It's not even that. I think it's just that thing of everyone is in the same position.
We're all in the same boat. So we know that when we can reopen, it's just going to go straight back up again.
Well, hopefully.
Well,
hope,
hopefully, and maybe back further, because we were literally just starting to build up. So that's on one hand. But also, on the other hand, really, since the fire, we haven't had any time off
No.
at all. So we're just using this now as that opportunity, really. Okay, we can't...
We're still going to be pretty busy.
Yeah, we can't go anywhere. It's not as though we can go away on holiday, but we do like to be in our own home.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we can
I
do
like
some...
to be in my own home with nobody else, but
No, you don't.
Yeah, well, that's
You gotta
fucked at the
fucking do it.
moment, isn't it?
Fuck
yeah, it
off.
is. That's backfired badly.
Well, luckily, all jokes aside,
We have 3 different rooms that we can all sit in at once.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
but we all get on well together as
Yeah.
well. So, there might be some times when...
I
but
doubt
probably
it,
not.
to be honest. I feel like we'll be fine.
Yeah.
The other thing is, though, we live together, work together, train together.
Yeah, we probably won't spend
Travel
any
together.
less time
No.
in the company of each other. Yeah.
No.
Be good.
So,
And we haven't throttled each other once.
Oh, exactly. And
Today?
we're on day...
Day one. No.
Where is this? Day 3?
I got no idea.
well, the gym... So, we're Thursday. Gyms had to close last Friday. So, it's nearly a week.
And then lockdown came on Monday.
yeah,
And
well,
on
it's...
Thursday and Friday and Saturday.
Well, yeah,
Until on
kind
Sunday.
of lockdown, isn't it, really? It's not,
I don't really know what
But-
I don't really know what this class is as, because I'm pretty sure
Yeah, it should
This-
be. It's like,
I'm
just,
I'm pretty sure there's some sort of legality behind it, because otherwise,
But, I mean, in reality, so, just while we're talking, how many other people have you come into contact with today, Lars? Apart from people in your own household.
oh, no one.
Yeah.
No, I've literally been around you two for the
Yeah.
last. It's,
I haven't come into contact with anybody else today. You, Lisa, were out walking,
And spoke to one person.
but you kept the social distance. So I
Yes.
think, you can do it. So,
put you back into it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as well, as much as it is shit for many reasons, it's kind of like, well, if we all just kind of get our shit together and just go with this, we can just get past it quicker. And because the longer people fuck around, then
Yeah.
I was going to say dick about, but yeah, maybe you're
This is an
Per, your language is disgusting.
it's. I was taught well.
By whom?
You.
No.
I'm really surprised you didn't say fuck off then.
I know.
To be honest, this is a explicit language-wise podcast.
Why have we ever done one when it isn't?
No, but like this podcast in general.
Well, it is a bit of a shit situation, so...
It is, yeah.
Well, not quite as bad as the YouTube video you played last night with the Welsh guy going on.
Oh,
and
that was awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
the joke videos are kind of impressing me, to be fair, so far. I'm sure that they're starting to get a little much.
Yeah.
And like, there's only so many things where people are like, oh my god, look at this guy in lockdown, and then you just click on it. It's a guy with like a massive dick or something, and it's just like, why are you sending me this? Like, and like, there's only so much of those you can like see.
Or take.
There's only so many massive dicks you can take. What the fuck?
Pictures, Laszlo, pictures.
No, it's right. I mean, the thing is, for the first couple of days, it was like, The third was like, the fourth was like, oh, for fuck's sake, turn it in.
And again, I know there's some people are getting pissed off with all the home workout videos, and I get it, but again, it might be helpful to some people. So,
It might be.
If you don't want to watch them, just don't watch
Yeah.
them. People are out there doing what they think is the best, and you say there is no right and no wrong, so just let them do it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I know.
We'll do this again. Don't know, when do you want to do another one?
Soon.
Couple of days.
Couple of days. The day after, we'll do them like bi-daily.
That's twice a day.
Well, is it? Because Warriors is bi-weekly twice a week, or twice, or like once every other week. I'm gonna Google this.
We'll do it every other
I'd say
day.
fortnightly was every 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
Bi-weekly is twice a week. So bi-daily is twice a day.
Bi-weekly
Talk about educating.
is a periodical that appears every 2 weeks or twice a week.
So it's both.
Yeah, it is both. It's kind of like flammable and inflammable, I think. So bi-daily is that a thing?
Every other day.
How often is bi-daily?
Every other day.
I'd say bi-daily was twice a day.
We'll do it every other fucking day. It's as simple as that. I mean, what is the answer, Laz?
And skip back into the podcast when we said we all get along
Really well.
really well. We haven't thrown each other once. What the fuck do you mean? Fucking twice well! I mean, dear, we'll do it once every other day. Bi-daily means twice a day. And not every other day. Semi-daily. Oh, fuck me. Semi-daily doesn't... Oh, God, whatever. We'll do it once every other
Remember,
day.
you can
Goodbye.
turn this off when you're ready.
Yeah. Well, it was on before you fucking knew it, so...
I'm talking to the listener.
I'm sure it'll be edited.
No,
I'm sure they fucking won't.
This is staying in. Put it this way, right? If people have listened to us for the last 38 minutes, they're going to listen to this shit, so...
Yeah, and it is shit. They will get better.
Yeah,
And more to the point.
Well, I feel like what it was, so it's
They
been
probably
38
won't.
minutes. The first 45 seconds were a bit clunky, but kind of funny. This has just been shit.
Interesting shit.
Well, no, not really.
I know.
Okay, goodbye. See you in a couple of days.
Goodbye.
Thank
See
you.
you Saturday.
Thank you
right?
for listening.
Goodbye.
Cheerio.